That's right. But yeah, the flailing arm pseudo voodoo was a reward in the April Fool's event. As you can see, it's pretty appropriate. So, first, is the PNG tuber working? Thank you, thank you. I'm very proud of it. Excellent. It's sort of a cat. It's a cat drawn to the best of my ability. But you know... Oh ho 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 ho! Le chat. So, yes, a talking cat. So we'll start this train in a minute or two as we wait for people to trickle in. But first, we'll have to decide where to start. I don't want to do it in a specific order, so we have 5 zones to choose from. The first 4 are stories or zones from the story, and this one is more of a sandbox, which is what most of the stuff in here is things I built myself. I want to hit up each and every one of them, but I'll let you decide which one to start from first. So we have the wasteland, the beach, the rocky ridges is more of a mountain mines area, the skylands, which is something, and Fred Island, which we're here right now. So, oh yeah, we can keep it for last. Though all of them have exciting things to show off, so Fred Island is strange because it's the place where I started doing the most builds, but my best ones I've kept for the story areas. So yes, if nobody has a strong opinion, I will literally roll a dice. Oh yeah, Fred Island is also valid pronunciation. That's the joke actually. I was going to do a bit where I would each time I said it, I would pronounce it differently. Fredison Land. That's also what it is. So, since no one wants to use democracy, I will use tyranny, and we are going to Bleak Beach, which is not as bleak as it sounds. They just have names like these because, well, for people who haven't played the game, the story of this game is that there's been an apocalypse, you know, so we have to repair a lot of things in the world of Pokemon using little cubes because this is a Minecraft. So the story areas all start out in ruins. Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. We have started now. So a lot of things are in ruins, and you have to repair them. For example, these houses, some of them were already here and I just fixed them up, you know. So as a disclaimer for people who haven't played the game, a lot of the things we see here I haven't built myself actually, but will of course put some emphasis on the ones that I did, or customized enough to be noticeable. And a second disclaimer for people who haven't played the game, this will necessarily have to include a few spoilers. I'll try not to draw too much attention to them and not mention story spoilers, but some of them are like what the environments are like or which Pokemon are in the game. These can be pretty cool reveals that I will have to ruin, so sorry about that. So, we are in Bleak Beach. This is the starting place where we start. So first we have this little alley full of houses. This is my house. You can have a house in each zone, and it's nothing to really write home about. It's actually extremely cramped because the way the houses work in this game can be odd. I'll explain in more detail as we go. But as you can see, this is my house, and I put all of my favorite water birds in there. Psyduck, Piplup, the gang's all here. And we'll start with one of my more ambitious builds, one of my favorite in the game. Hello Munchlax. Oh, first. Yes, there's a substitute duel, and that brings me a lot of joy. And actually, oh, someone wants to talk to me. Sorry. This is a bit of an ADHD game, so I'll be very easily distracted. This is Professor Tangrowth, he's our best friend. I just had dinner. Just had some fajitas. Thank you. Actually, as you mentioned, some houses are bigger on the inside. There's several types in this game. Well, there's 3 types. I'll explain them now actually. Some of them are what I call the Animal Crossing houses, or the Hammer Space ones. These we will see later. I don't use them much because I like to see the Pokemon, you know, interacting with the stuff I built. So I don't use the Hammer Space houses much because when the Pokemon go in there, they sort of exit the world and enter an instance. This is more of a traditional house, or as I would call it, a Dragon Quest house, because if you've played the Dragon Quest Builders games, this is how it works. You have to put some walls, or in this case a fence, and a door, and there you have it, that counts as a house, and then you can move in some Pokemon in there. Oh, there's something missing here. Gotta put an apple for the teacher. So this is the schoolhouse. Some of you will have seen screenshot of it because I'm extremely proud of it. It's one of my favorite builds in the game, and we're starting with it because the idea was this is Professor Tangrowth, one of the main NPCs in the game, and I saw him interact with some baby Pokemon, and I imagine what they had to be talking about, and I thought it was extremely cute. Like, Clefairy is asking Professor Tangrowth, what is this thing? How does this thing work? You know so many things, Professor. So I figured, you know, now that the story is over, let's give the professor a nice little retirement and give him a little school where he can teach the Pokemon everything they want to know. Oh, someone has something to tell me. Munchlax wants to tell me how cool I am. This is a recurring theme in the game, by the way. The Pokemon are constantly glazing you over every little thing, which is a little silly sometimes. Oh yeah, the Game Boy. A little game I like to think about is, so as you can see in the upper left, the Pokemon in here are Elekid, Munchlax, Azurill, and Igglybuff. Which desk belongs to who? Who has the flower backpack and the Game Boy? Who is messy? who has a nice little book, who's a good student, and who has this book that seems to have fallen into a sewer. There's no right answer, but you know, it's stuff I like to think about. This bird wants to study, I understand. One funny thing is that, oh my god, Munchlax! I just put that here. I can't believe you. So one funny thing is, in houses, the Pokemon have something called a comfort level. And to make sure they're happy, yeah, it goes away all the time. To make them happy, you want them to have the right level of lighting, heat, and also some other factors, like they want something to relax in. This is a relaxation item. Most of them are things like chairs, couches, and beds. So this is why I found an excuse to have a bed in this classroom. It's like a little nap spot, you know, because you can see there are chairs here, but Professor Tangrowth, he's a large gentleman, as you can see. And larger Pokemon can sit on small chairs or even couches, so they absolutely need a bed in the house, which is sometimes a little silly when I build something that's not really meant as a house, you know? I mean, flavor-wise. So, yes, you'll see a lot of these where I try to have an excuse to put something bed-like. And here we have Meowth's home. This place is a little special because it's part of the story. It's meant as a bit of a tutorial. Meowth has a lot of things to ask you to put in his house. So it's not really a special place, but I leave that as is because it reminds me of the story, and that's kind of cool. Of course, there are a lot of boxes because cats. And here we can see this photo. Actually, I'll show you my album because I find it kind of funny. Oh yeah. I took it at some point. There was something on the plate, you know, some food. Then Psyduck ate it and took a nap. Farfetch is just finding out. Warms my heart, you know. And here's Mewtwo eating a tomato, I guess. Said that there will be some Pokemon spoilers. Oops. And now we have the showers. They're showers. They're nice to have. Little changing room. And here we have Palmo Cafe, where Palmo and Palmot, they're Pokemon I don't really care about, but I had a neon sign that looked like Raichu here, so, you know, close enough. Here they serve some refreshments for people. Oh my god. Yes, I know, thank you. I have to talk to them, you know, that's very important. That's a house. Yeah, nothing to see here. This corner of the beach gives you an example of what I mean when I say the buildings in the story areas almost all start out in ruins. This one I barely touched, but I did put that big set of double doors here. This used to be two separate houses, and this is very much a work in progress, 1% done. But I want to turn this into a big mansion and put some spooky Pokemon in here. So if I do one of these streams again in a few months, maybe you'll get to see what it looks like when it's complete. Oh yeah, this is I don't even notice anymore. This is the glide ability. And of course there's Magnet Rise, which is actually the most broken ability. This is basically turns your game into creative mode. You unlock it when you beat the game. This is also a place that I barely worked on. Don't worry, this will get more exciting. This building is also a work in progress. This one is what I mean by a Hammerspace house or a Animal Crossing one. You enter and then you're in an instance. And most of them for me look like this. I know this is shameful, but as I said, I like to see the Pokemon out in the world, so I build them sometimes just for the scenery or as temporary housing. Right now, Blaziken has nowhere to live. I didn't build some kind of chicken house, you know. That'll come later. There are 300 Pokemon in this game, and I've maybe made a cool house for a third of them. There's DLC coming up in a month. I'll always be busy with this game. People ask me why I'm still playing so long after I've beaten it, and that's the answer. There's so much to do. First we'll go here. First, I'm a little thirsty. Get myself a drink. Oh, one thing I find really funny is, as you can see, this water wheel has a little problem. It's challenging the laws of physics. It shouldn't spin that way, and there's no way, as far as I know, to change it. It's very silly. Oh well. Ooh, treasure. Tomato seeds. I'll add them to my collection. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It bothers me a lot. So, this is a work in progress, very much. A lot of things are in Bleak Beach. Works in progress, I mean. It's... Actually, I've worked a lot on this area, but there's so much. As you can see at the distance, there's the cruise ship. I've put a lot of work in this one, you'll see in a moment. But first, this is the house of the Marie family. And why did I pick this spot, you ask? Because it's a lighthouse. I didn't build a lighthouse, but I decided to adapt it. To put the electric sheep in here so they can have some nice dreams, you know. And this is another area I have barely done anything in. That's in ruins. I'm just trying to be thorough so I don't miss anything. Sorry about that. But next we have something kinda cool. There's this island here. Actually, this isn't where the cool thing is, but I just remembered I left these stairs here because there was a Pokemon that spawned here. And I was like, come on, follow me. I'll bring you to a house. And he didn't want to get down from here, so I had to build all these stairs for him. It was kind of funny. One day, I'll take them down. The place they spawned in is here. You can probably guess which Pokemon that was. At least one of them. So, you know, there's a lot to see. So, in front of the cruise ship, there's this strange beat-up thing. Oop, sorry. What is that? It's certainly seen better days. Looks like some kind of truck. What's up with that? Actually, you know, I think there might be something... What the heck? Huh. Interesting. Oh, hidden treasure. Beach sand, come on. I gotta plug the hole. And next we have the what I call the Tatsugiri beach platter. I don't really care about Tatsugiri as a Pokemon, but that was kind of a concept that came to me. and I think the result is actually really cute. There are 3 colors of Tatsugiri, and so each one has a little beach chair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like when I come in from this side and I see the little umbrellas. It's neat. So now we'll go into the cruise ship where, oh yeah, I put another one of these things. I have so many of these standees, I put them everywhere. And instead of walking in this way, we'll take the lift. By the way, you can see the sunset is coming up, and this is after I set the game to 2 hours in the past. Right now it's just past 5 p.m. in the game. It's kind of ridiculous for... I like to see some sunlight, you know? So, here we have the... Is that the deck or the bridge? I keep forgetting the word. This is the deck, yeah, this is the deck. Where there's a little store. What have you got for me, Happiny? Ship's wheel? Nah, I don't want that. But I did put this little photo spot here that I think is pretty cute. So you can take your picture in front of the sunset. Look like Plusland Minun in the middle of the jungle. And here, someone brought their Game Boy on the cruise. Very relatable. So in the story you meet Happiny here. She's lost on the ship and she's a little scared. But then you help her. And I decided to put her and the rest of the family in this suite, so it's very sweet, you know, very cute. And there's this bathroom, which is a bit silly. There's 2 bathtubs here. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, didn't want to talk to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The A button is very context sensitive in this game. The cruise ship has a lot of little cabins in here that are really bare and oh my god, I need this. Thank you. And a lot of them are empty right now, but I want to put some Pokemon in there. Just to populate it, because this place is... I didn't build the cruise ship, by the way. This is another of the things that was in ruins, but I put a lot of works into restoring it. As you can see by like the windows, some of them are a different color from the others because I didn't bother to paint them, and you can see the result. Here there's the disco room where absolutely no one is partying, which is a shame. And here we have the bridge where Captain Electrode commands the ship. With the help of Voltorb, who is the gunner. Or is it? Oh no, Voltorb is seated here. But yes, fans of a certain sci-fi series may find the layout a little familiar. Yeah. And I think that's it for Bleak Beach. Let's move on to somewhere else. Make sure I didn't forget anything interesting. Oh, here we are. Yep, I think that's it for Bleak Beach. Up next, I'm going... does anyone have an opinion on the next place to visit? Otherwise, I'm rolling the die once again. Do, 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 do. Just checking something, 1 second. Alright. Annie is good. Beach again. You know what? Let's go on in Freddy's Land. So this one is a lot more customized. As it starts out, it's mostly just an archipelago of a small island where you can put pretty much anything. But the game has what I would call prefabs, which are blueprints you can put down and have the Pokemon work on to build, for instance, a little house. But some of the bigger prefabs are unlocked in this island. So I put a lot of them in here. And this is my lair, my hub. The classic Minecraft base where you put everything in chest and hoard. How many gamer chairs do I have? I have only one gaming chair. Wow. I need to stock up. But I do have 13 luxury sofas. You know, in case I need an excessive amount of luxury. And here I have a cannon. I don't remember why I put this here. And this is the device I use to keep tabs on my friends and enemies in the other areas. And also where I keep all my plushies. So it's some kind of doomsday device. I don't know what it does. And this is the trash hole I live in with Gengar and the Ghost family. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is where I live with the ghosts. It's mostly trash, I love it. But also recently there was an event themed after Jirachi, where the idea is you would grant wishes for the Pokemon. So one day Gengar came up to me and said, you know what I want in my house? I want a cute bed. So I put down this cute bed with the hunter pattern on it. So now Gengar is happy. He's the trash king and he's got a cute bed. He's the best, you know? And you can also see this is a funny abuse of what the game thinks is a house. This is just walls surrounding an area with a door, and this is supposed to be a house. It doesn't even need a roof. I could remove it and that would be fine. It's kind of silly, but I love it. Oh boy, I have to obliterate someone. Just a second. Done. It's my first time. They offered me some AI viewers, which is... I don't even know why you would want that. Yeah, it's my first time. So, this is the treasure trove where Golden Go, Gimmighoul, and Sableye live. Here everything is gold, everything is jewels. And also Game Boy, because you know, very important thing to have. I like this. Also pictures of bottle caps and pendants and heart scales. If it's precious, you can find it here. I liked here. Oh yeah, the link cable. That's a funny little Easter egg actually. If you put two Game Boys like this in front of the other, like this, they add a link cable. This is great. It's so funny. So yeah, I made sure to make this place seem cluttered on purpose. That's the idea. It's like they want to cram everything in, you know, and there's barely room to walk or to sleep. So, you know, it's fun. Oh yeah. Pokemon is... they must have sold a lot of link cables way back then. So, we will now exit my lair. Here you can see all my accomplishments, my badges, my diploma, and my jump rope trophy. We'll take the elevator first. I'm not an egomaniac. Oh yeah, I didn't have Tetris on Game Boy actually, that's a big oversight. So, here's what we'll do. I'll fly back to the entrance of the zone, and we have these little minecarts here that I've set up to travel around the zone as quickly as possible. Now it's not really that necessary, I can turn into a Dragonite and it's very quick. But, oh wait, I can buy this berry. Please, Glaceon. Have all these coarse rocks. So first I set up this little stall, actually that's where we were at the beginning of the stream. This one I built myself. It's pretty basic, but I like it. Yeah, it's all a trade system, it's barter basically. And one thing that's kind of fun is that different Pokemon have different preferences. So Glaceon, like, if I had some ice on me, I guess, that would be worth more points. So you want to trade some items that they really like if you want to get the best value. Oh yeah, this crystal fragment for instance. Glaceon likes crystals, you know? So that makes it feel more like trading. It's fun. So, alright. What I'll do first is that I'll set up these minecarts and give you a quick tour of the islands. And after that, once we're back here, I'll take the scenic route and show the things one by one. Actually, hey, Leafeon, want to come on a trip? Alright, we'll come back here, I'll explain this tent in a moment. I like to have people with me, well, other Pokemon with me on the minecart because they have this happy little facial expression. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is a very cute game. So here we go. Normal log bridge. First stop. Woo! This is the power plant, some lava, nothing to worry about. One random hammer space house. The desert, nothing in here. Music festival. Nothing special here really, nothing to write home about. Oh, there's a big lake! And here, well, this might remind you of a certain movie. Huh, interesting place. Oh yeah, that's true. Tinkaton. With Tinkaton, it's hammer time every time. And here, this is a bridge. This is the fire temple. This is one of the biggest prefabs in the game. I did not make this. It's just a huge cool place. And we're back. So, first, these houses are prefabs. Okay, Leafeon, you can go. Thank you for coming with me. And this is the Eevee tent. I call it Eevee's birthday, that's the concept. This is where Eevee gathered all their friends from, which are all the evolutions, to celebrate their birthday. And the tent is kind of funny in that the concept, I wanted to put the colors corresponding to each evolution. So you have, you know, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. And one funny thing is that the colors in this game you can use to paint things are based specifically on the Pokemon types. If you played a recent Pokemon game, you may have noticed they've actually associated each type with a specific color. So that's why there are two pinks. This is the Psychic Pink for Espeon, and this is the Fairy Pink for Sylveon. So it looks like a bit of a mess, not gonna lie. I'm not 100% sure I'll keep this concept going, but well, we'll see. So, funny thing, this is a rope. Wire actually. And it's fun to use as a sort of tent pole. It looks alright. So, yeah, this is Eevee's birthday, which is my excuse to have a bunch of stuff lying around, like this little stool here, plushies, a gaming chair, flowers. The idea is the evolutions gave Eevee all this stuff for their birthday, which is my excuse to have a bunch of random crap lying around to increase their comfort level, stuff they would like. I put a bunch of plushies because all the evolutions in their Pokédex entry list that they like cute stuff. The idea is you can see Pokemon's favorite in the Pokédex, so that can tell you what sort of furniture they want to see around their home. And I was saying earlier, there are three types of habitats in this game. There's the Hammerspace or Animal Crossing houses. There's the Dragon Quest houses, which are like walls and a door. And there are the habitats, which are like special combinations of items you can put together, and they form what the game calls a habitat where a Pokemon can live. In this case, it's like if you have a little table, if you have a chair in front of it, and you put some food on it, that counts as a habitat. So I put 8 of these together to put all the evolutions on a big picnic table, so you have 8 habitats all stuffed together, and a bunch of stuff that can make them happy, including the Game Boy. I keep seeing those, it's funny. Okay, shut it off. And of course this big pot, so they can make some curry. And this is the farm. This one I built myself, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not going to harvest anything because I have more than enough vegetables, and if you look at my inventory space comes at a premium. But I like these all these horsey fountains. Funny anecdote, at first when I made the layout for this, I thought, okay, so it could be a cross, and it could be like some kind of spiral cross, you know, for the water to circulate. And then I thought about it again, and I thought maybe not spiral cross. If you know, you know. That would have been very uncomfortable. Yeah. And here the Aksu family is living in this log house. This is also one of the bigger prefabs. Not gonna stay here for very long. And this is the log bridge I was talking about earlier. The idea is I set up all these mine tracks to travel around the place, but some of them were just hovering in the air, and I thought that was a little silly, so I decided to explain it in quotation marks by putting these logs held up by balloons that will hold up the tracks. And oh no, one of them is getting away! Oh my god, what are we gonna do? It's kind of slow to escape though. And backtracking a little, here we have the entrance to my secret base loot. We can go behind the waterfall and use this garage door to enter. Or you can use the side hole. The problem is that going through the waterfall is very slow, and if I stay here for too long, I will die, so I won't do that. And if I have, say, Flareon following me around, for some reason he won't want to go under the waterfall. He'll tell me, no, I can't, I will literally die. So, you know, I busted open the side here, which kinda ruins the concept, but it's more convenient. And here we have the, well, I call it the Magikarp Reef. This is, I really wanted to experiment a little with the house concept, put these little fences here. Here is a depression, this counts as a wall, you know, even though it's not really, it just needs to be 1 block high to count as a wall. And even the stairs don't make it stop counting as a wall. And here we have a door that leads to the open sea. You know, in case they want to go for a swim. And the funny thing with this is I was thinking, okay, so I'm gonna use this concept for the water Pokemon, but then like near the water, the sea, like that. And then they released the trailer for the DLC, and in just 1 month we'll be able to dive underwater and build houses for the water Pokemon under the water. So I won't be using this concept too much, but this one I really like how it came out. Especially like the little, you know, waterfall with the Magikarp. And also the shower that is completely redundant. So up next, going to Magnet-Rise up here. Yeah, this is a normal house. Can I have a moment of your time? Yeah, sure. I would love it if people came up to me and gave me presents in real life like that all the time. Actually, no, I think I would hate it. Never mind. This is a prefab, this little garden area, but though I did customize it a little, I added some better, more fancy park benches, I added some flowers around them. I added this hammock for bed reasons. Here, Vileplume and the Oddish family live, and some of them are too big to actually sit on the benches, so they have this hammock so they can rest. I put all these windmills here, they give me electricity, and I like to have a bunch of windmills all together. It's a nice sight, I think. Here we have Snorlax's resting spot. Put this little cable here so people wouldn't disturb him. He has all the necessities. This parasol to shield him from the elements, alarm clock so he can not set it ever, but remember the passage of time. Cookies! In case he gets hungry, which is always. And a substitute doll to hug at night. Yeah. Here we have the office building, which is also... Oh, they made some paper for me. Thank you, thank you. You can have some Pokemon process materials into others, and the Metang family can make some paper, so that's neat. This is an office building prefab, though I customized it a lot. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I added a lot of computers, you know, a little fan, because God knows it's hot these days, and a photocopier with a little poster that in my head reads "Hang in there." And here, that's technically a bed, you know, for Metagross, because he's a big Pokemon. In meeting, needs a lot of rooms. And yeah. Next we have... yeah. Look, every Pokemon needs to sleep, even the robot ones. Pokemon wants to talk to me from underground, must be inside my base. I'm not gonna bother to go down there. So this is the flower field. It's kind of... the concept is that Each flower has 5 color variants, and some of them, depending on your world, are more rare than others. So here this row is like, this is where I would put the red flowers if I had one. So this is where I put my collection, so I can know how many flowers I got. This one I have all 5 colors of. This is nice. It's kind of fun to see them all, you know, laid out like this. One day this will be complete. So, once again, this is a prefab. It's the thing is, in the sandbox area, there are 3 really big prefabs that takes a lot of room and require a lot of work to complete. And each one is associated with one of the legendary birds. This is the power plants. This is Zapdos' home. Oh, also I put a little lava pit in here for, you know, danger. It doesn't really lead anywhere interesting for now. But here I actually put the Tinkaton family here. The Hammer Space house is actually empty. But the Tinkaton family, oh, also Raikou? I'm not actually sure how you pronounce his name. They all live here, they like their electronics, they like their clutter, they like their soft drinks. They're gamers, what do you know? Here they're playing Starship Simulator. Here they can play DDR. Get out of the way! Oh my god! And here, I don't even know. So, next. Let's go through the desert. The sun is setting. It's beautiful. Who's that Pokemon? We'll find out soon, don't worry. So, once again, I'm a broken record. This is a prefab, though I did customize it. We have 2 electric guitars for the Toxtricity Pokemon. There's 2 types, and each one can be summoned using their guitars. They sleep here behind the stage, and they even have a humidifier because this is the middle of the desert and, you know, come on. And they also have their headliner DJ Rotom here, who is one of the story NPCs. I actually moved almost all of the story NPCs in Fred Island because, you know, made sense to have an all-star lineup, you know, in my specific zone. So, here we're coming up on one of my favorite builds. Anytime now. Anytime. Alright. I could have walked and it would have been faster. So, as you can see, it's Pikachu! I did this big mosaic of Pikachu using blocks of sand because the game gives you so many of them in a lot of colors. All of them trend toward the yellow. And there's also black ash, which is pretty appropriate considering this is Pikachu. So this is the sprite, the classic Pikachu sprite from Red and Blue. That actually didn't take me that long to make, but it looks really cool. One funny thing though is that the game has a kind of crummy draw distance, so it doesn't take that long before you stop seeing it as anything other than a silhouette, which is kind of funny, but at least Pikachu is a really recognizable outline. He's the mascot, you know. And behind this big Pikachu, you can probably guess which Pokemon lives here. That's right. Actually, whoop, I'll take the elevator. We'll come back here in a moment. But yeah, Fat Pikachu is sorely missed. But here we have the Pikachu house, where the Pikachu family he lives. You know, there's Pichu, there's Pikachu, there's Raichu, and there's another story NPC named Pikachu, who looks like she's about to die. So, of course, I made this Pikachu house, and it's kind of cursed, let's be honest, but on purpose. My idea is I was going for the Garfield house, and I Think You Should Leave. Everything here is Garfield, but it's Pikachu. Everything is Pikachu themed and Pikachu colors. And oh, another Game Boy sighting, because of course, he's the mascot. It's gotta be kind of hard to be a series mascot sometimes and just keep seeing your face everywhere and be reminded of the brand every single waking day of your life. That's gotta be a little tiring. So yes, oh yes, the door. This one's kind of funny. Hard to get a good look, but you probably saw it. And beneath the Pikachu house is... there's another apartment here. It's the Pikachu imitator house. Here we have the den, or Dedenne. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't dislike this Pokemon, but I don't really care. Oh, the actual Pikachu is visiting. We've got a celebrity, folks. And Plusle and Minun live here, as well as Palmy. So, the idea of this place, if you haven't guessed, is it's a copy of the Pikachu house, but everything here is a little worse. It's Pikachu, but a little worse. But what's funny is that, okay, it's kind of ramshackle, you know, but it actually looks less cursed than the Pikachu house, in a way. I would actually prefer to live here if I was given the choice, and not burn my retinas on the bright yellow of the Pikachu house, but you know, to each their own. Alright, so this fountain is also a prefab, but I did customize it to add this little path so you can cross from the lift here to go to the big Pikachu. And also there's a little bridge that leads to some other, they're mostly prefab houses. But I'll show them to you because I did lay them out, which is neat. And another celebrity sighting. Put a little park bench. It's a little bare right now. I'll probably come back and work on it some more. Here we have this little cafe, which, once again, it's a prefab, but I put a lot of stuff in it to make it feel more lived in. This is a song playing from Sun and Moon. You know, it's Hawaiian. Feels appropriate. I like to have a little song playing in each house that feels appropriate for the place. The game has these music discs. I don't know if I'm carrying some right now, but they're all songs from the Pokemon series, which is a nice touch. The DLC is supposed to add more, so I'm looking forward to that. And now we can go... oh yes, here. I'm not gonna dig up the treasure. Not gonna waste your time. So here we have the Jurassic Park gate, for lack of a better word. Just gonna check a little something. Alright, so the Jurassic Park gate. What's funny is that at first I wanted to have the big double doors, or yes, the nether portal. One thing I need to say is that I have barely any experience with Minecraft, so I'm sort of reinventing everything from first principles. Sometimes I stumble across some Minecraft stuff by complete accident. So when I built this, I had a little problem, which was that the torches kept going out when it would rain. But then I noticed that if I put a wall item above them, that would somehow shield them from the rain. So here you can see these little buntings that I painted black and hung up here. They shield the torches from the rain. So that's really funny. They can be seen, especially right now in this lighting, but at night you can't really notice them and the effect is really cool. Maybe if the sun sets before the stream ends, we'll come back here and I'll show it to you. And here we have what I call the Jurassic Park area, or at least the Bone Zone. I was thinking maybe I should move Cubone in here because, you know, Cubone likes bones. That's the whole deal, really. And I was kinda happy with what I did with this place. I added some grass from another zone entirely and made it look humid by adding these mossy rocks and the palm trees. I think it looks nice. Yes, private umbrellas. And this is the prefab for Articuno. I call it the Ice Temple. It's honestly, we'll pop in right quick. I don't think it's much to write home about. It's a bit of a mess, but it's a funny mess. So as you can see, I put a lot of stuff in here because I had Suicune live here. I had the legendary dogs and legendary birds become roommates because I thought that would be funny. And the game seemed to agree with me because they seem to have some special conversations you can trigger between each combination. So, yes, here we have some cubes hanging very precariously from the ceiling, which has a big hole here so Articuno can fly out. And a ceiling fan to cool things down. So it's a silly place, but they seem to like it, so who am I to judge? And next, we're almost done with our grand tour of Freddy's Land with this big covered bridge. I think it looks nice. There isn't much to say about it, but one thing I want to do maybe is build a little bridge from here that leads to a house in the middle of the lake. I think that would look neat. Oh yes, my magnetized bar. Good question. You refill it by eating. So you have these food items. One of the things that this carries over from Minecraft and the Dragon Quest builders is there's a stamina system. There's no fighting in this game, but you do need stamina, or as the game cutely calls it, PP, to refill for your moves. So you can eat some stuff. I cooked a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes you can give food to Pokemon and that will make them happy. Just like me, you give me food and I'm happy. Here we have the Fire Temple, which as you can guess is dedicated to Moltres and also Entei. But I put in a house inside the temple. Oh hi Entei. And also some red crystals. These were from an event where you had to collect red crystals and break them into currency, but I also kept some of them intact because they look really cool. Legendary Pokemon wants to tell me how cool I am. See, that's the main appeal of the game. Gardevoir will come up to you and tell you you're cool. This is fulfilling the dream of many a Pokemon fan. And here is the house of the Magmar family. Oh, they're running out of food. I'll give them some vibrant steak. They love it, I'm sure. And so I put pretty much everything I could that's on fire here, because you know it's Magmar and everything. Give them some gemstones, because who doesn't like gemstones? They have a fireplace, they have a little Magby statue that can breathe fire, although actually, no, I can't activate it, needs a switch. But I think it's kind of funny to put a picture of a fireplace on the TV like this. I make myself laugh. I try to have the Toby Fox superpower of thinking everything you do is cool, even though it's probably not. And here this is why I wear anti-sleeps, of course. And so that was tour of Fred Island. I think that's about it for this zone. Oh, there's a little trash collection site here behind the house. Yep, it's trash. So, up next, we're going to, no, whoops. Well, whatever. Going to roll the dice again. This time we're going to the Wasteland, which is the first area you start the game in. It's kinda nondescript, it's mostly grassland, but there's some funny stuff here. Well, funny. There's some fun stuff. Let's go. Alright, first this is my house where I put an all-star lineup. The house itself isn't much, but oh my god, Venusaur left their leaves lying around again. I gotta clean up everything. But I call it the hype house because, you know, all the cool people are here, myself included. So this is a little village area where I put a statue in the middle. A few hours ago I came here and saw Clefable admiring the statue while I was doing a stream test, and she's still here. I mean, relatable actually. Here we have, this leads to an underground area that I don't think we'll visit because I didn't put anything here that the game didn't already put. Oh, Blastoise is still selling some stuff. Alright, have a good evening, thanks for coming, and have a good sleep. So Blastoise is here, and for some reason they decided that Blastoise could be a shopkeeper in this game. Not all Pokemon can be shopkeepers, but they decided that Blastoise had the right energy, and you know what? They were right. Oh, someone has something to say. Parasect, what's up? How can I hear my own sleep talking? I am told it is very unique. Parasect, you are an odd Pokemon. Gonna have myself a little drink, or a second one. Clean this up, gather some stuff. Here we have another water wheel that flies in the face of physics. It's like they do it on purpose. I don't even think I was the one who put this water wheel here. The devs put it here. What's wrong with them? What were they thinking? This leads to the underground area. I'm not gonna spoil everything, so if you want to play the game someday, you'll see for yourself what's in there. It's a doozy, let me tell you. This is the professor. He's in every zone except the sandbox area, so you'll see him pop up a lot. These are a few prefab houses. This is a little pond I set up for Volbeat and Illumise. I don't know. Funny anecdote about them. Recently I put some lights in the bottom of the pond, like these little lights, because I thought, I don't think they cast light right now. Well, whatever. If there was electricity, they would be casting light, because I thought, you know, they're fireflies. Having little lights in the pond would make sense. But the thing is, those two actually like darkness, because they're fireflies. So one of them told me, hey, you know what? It's too bright around here. Can you remove the lights? So, oh well. There isn't much in this little cavern, but here, this whole building is one of my builds and one of my favorite ones. This is the gym, where the Hetman family lives. You can hear the super training song. They have, see, it's a little cramped around here, which is why I try to, when I build a house, I try to have to at least break the fourth wall a little, so that when I go in, the camera doesn't get stuck in things like here and have to move in awkwardly like this. There's this cool Caesar poster, there's a bell. So here they can practice martial arts. I should show you my album. I took some pictures I like. Oh yeah, they had a fight to inaugurate the place, that was great. And I really like this one where they're cheering on their pre-evolution. The little guy is using the big boy punching bag. So that's fun. Which direction should I go in next? This one. I don't think there's much of note here. Yeah, this is a meadow, this is a house. Yeah, we're good, we're good. But I will magnetize to come here, where I have a little camping spot with a little hammer space stand. Yeah, I'm cool, I'm cool. It's a little much. Oh, hi. Hi, Mako, Mako? I'm never actually sure. And here we have Hopip's Picnic. This is a series of habitats where have to do a lot of cleanup because Jumpluff keeps leaving fluff lying around. The very first event limited time event in the game was picnic themed, and the idea was you could recruit Hopip and the whole family, you know, Jumpluff and this one. I forget what's your name, buddy? Skiploom, that's right. And plant these flowers. So these are almost all of the event items in one place that I tried to make somewhat coherent. Here we have some gravestones. Chandelure lives here, you know how it is. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, here we have a lot of hammer space houses all cluttered together. I don't use them much, but I like looking at them, you know? Chandelure is definitely one. Earlier I was talking about how I want to make a big haunted mansion somewhere in an area we visited earlier, and I definitely want to put Chandelure in there. And here we have the big R. Wonder what's up with this place. We've got R-Box slithering out of the big R. Huh. Whoever these people are, they're really committed to branding. Let's take a look at what's in here. So this area is mostly it's not a prefab, but I didn't build it for the most part. But I did, yes, some kind of, I don't know, gang or team perhaps. So here Weezing lives, and also Persian. So this is the Team Rocket base. I customized it to my liking and added some. Here they surveyed the area. You can recognize the surrounding area here. That's where they keep tabs on their enemies. And also, no comment. And here I put a little Wobbuffet punching bag because it's not in the game right now. Maybe the DLC will add Wobbuffet, I don't know. That would be nice. So there's an empty spot in this place where I don't want to put Meowth because the Meowth is actually part of the story, so I kept him in the Meowth house. And earlier I actually had Zubat here, but I ended up moving it somewhere else. We'll see soon. Because, you know, besides Meowth and Ekans and Arbok, the Pokemon I associate Team Rocket with the most is Zubat. And maybe, you know, Raticate. So, up next we have... the Vespiquen Hive. This one is one of my most recent builds. I'm really happy with it. We have this hexagonal tiles for the floor. Sadly, there's no hexagonal walls. It's, you know, striped this way. So instead, I put in these cushions. I dyed gold. So I put in some sources of what the game calls muddy water to look like, you know, honey. Gonna sit on the troll right quick. The throne, I mean. Yeah, that's the life. I'm a queen of the hive. Everybody agrees. Even Vespiquen. Oh, you're here to kick me out, actually. Oh, sorry. Oh, hello. And thanks for giving me free stuff. Bean seeds, thank you. Alright. So I'm really happy with this build. I tried to make it shaped like, you know, a hive that's been sort of knocked in half for some reason. So you can see it, it's open air. Because like I said earlier, I don't really like to encase everything in walls. That's why I don't really populate the houses like these. They're mostly here to fill space and look cool and provide some temporary housing for Pokemon I don't know where to put. So I think that's it for the wasteland. Yes, we're done here. We can move on to the next area. I won't roll the dice for this one, there are only 2 left. So we'll go in order for the rest. Let's go to Rocky Ridges. I stumble over my words sometimes because, as you can guess, I'm not very used to speaking English out loud all the time. You can hear my cool French-Canadian accent. But you know, I try. Sorry. Alright. Now we're in the Rocky Ridges, which is more of a mountain area. Here's the professor again. This is a little farm that I mostly restored. Oh, we've got some big treasure here. I put some hammer space houses. I like how Flintstonian they are. And another water wheel that is committing physics crimes. Seriously, guys. Why are you like this? Oh yeah, this is absolutely Dragon Quest Builders 3, there's no question. It's like, this game is great because it's actually the 3rd one in the series. And it's with a franchise I care way more about than Dragon Quest. I don't dislike Dragon Quest, but I like Pokemon so much more, and honestly I think it's a better fit. And one thing I really like is that this time they didn't try to shoehorn in any combat. because that was the part I liked the least about Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's the combat is such a chore. But in this, they're just chilling, you know. So this is the party area. This is a place I dressed up a little for. This is a story beat where they want to hold a big party. Oh yeah, kind of overwhelming. Though one thing I did like is that, oh, this is pseudo-wudo, the actual thing instead of a strange imitation. One thing I did like is that I bounced off Minecraft really hard the couple times I tried, but the Dragon Quest builders are like a Minecraft tutorial stretched over 40-50 hours, and I actually really like that. Some people would not like it, of course, but for me that was exactly what I needed. Give me Minecraft, but give me a story and explain things to me for the love of God. Oh yeah, I also thought I wasn't a Minecrafter at first, but once I played this game last time I checked I had 300 hours put into it, and I'm not gonna stop. There's DLC coming out soon, and I intend to play it a bunch. It's my favorite game. Wow, Pseudo-wudo, you've got a real lineup for sale right now. You've got copper ore, iron ore, a book, and even stone. Don't mind if I do. Precious stone. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some Skyland Cliff Rock in exchange. Yeah, that's the stuff. Thanks for the stones, dude. Oh yeah, I wouldn't say Switch 2 is worth it just for this game because it's very expensive. But if you're thinking of getting like, I don't know, Fire Emblem or stuff that's coming up on the Switch 2, that may be an investment to think about. Yeah. Sometimes you trade rocks for rocks and somehow that's a good thing. Oh yeah, Splatoon Raiders. I haven't actually tried a Splatoon game, but they look really fun. So here you have the hot springs where there isn't much set up here. Though I did have a little fun here setting up a Pupitar because me and my brother had a long, very long time inside joke where you know how siblings are. As kids we would say for some reason we decided that Pupitar's favorite thing in the world was hot water. So I set it up in the hot spring, and I guess he likes the smell of hot water at least. So, you know, the game creators knew what Pupitar is about. Here there's a locker room. I won't go very deep into the mines because this is mostly all stuff the devs put in for me. The cool stuff in Rocky Ridges, I'll admit this isn't a zone I worked very long on, but there is some cool stuff we will see in a moment. We will go into this mine shaft. Grab some honey. Always need some honey. Oh yeah, hot water is pretty great. And yeah, I was lucky because I'm actually playing on my brother's Switch too, so I can borrow it a lot. So this is the museum. This is another thing. I did not build this whole structure. I haven't built the structures this big, but I did customize them a little. There's a lot of stuff that's still pretty bare because the museum is it's a work in progress, but I did put this room here. Earlier we had Jurassic Park, and this is another place where I put some dinosaur skeletons and fossils. Looks pretty cool. The Chris hair, yeah. And hop up here. Oh no, it's not up here. And for some reason this museum actually has a radio studio. Here they can take a little nap. Here there's a console, and here they record their shows and podcasts and everything. So here I put the radio hosts, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Ludicolo, and Chatot. I thought they were all pretty, appropriate. They like to sing and talk, and Ludicolo reminds me of Travis McElroy. So, I thought if they wanted to record some radio or podcast together, they would all get together here, and that would be pretty neat. It's kinda cramped. I tried to put as much stuff as I could in here, even though radio studios are usually pretty bare. But I really didn't want. I did want to have this little platform that Jigglypuff can sing on. There's actually a special animation for it. And yeah, here Ludicolo sits on this big pile of straw and watches Pokemon MMA, It's nice. Yeah, kind of big and loud and too colorful and maybe not that funny. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Travis enjoyer, but he can be a lot. And this is the place I call Bedrock Village. It's a little Flintstones town I set up for the dinosaur Pokemon. Because at first, the way it works is that if you complete these Pokemon skeletons, that actually summons them to you, so you can add them to your population. And so at first they all walk around this museum. They lived here. I asked them, so how's your comfort level? And they told me, oh, it needs to be hot in here. I need a bed to rest. So there was the stuff here, and there was a bed and a fireplace and a table with food on it. And I thought, this doesn't look like a museum at all anymore. So I decided, you know what? You'll have to move out, but you can stay right outside and come look at your ancestor's skeleton if you want to. It's just a short walk away. Yeah, I don't really listen to my brother and me anymore, or the Adventure Zone, but I do tune in every year for Till Death Do Us Blart. That's never gonna stop. So I had all the dinosaurs in these little prefabs, which are fairly. I tried to give them all almost the same layout with the red crystal and the fireplace and the straw bed. I tried to make it look as prehistoric as possible. This punching bag, notwithstanding, that one's a customization for the specific Pokemon. But this is one of the few places I actually used the Hammerspace homes because I like the aesthetic of the little houses, and putting them like that with the big Pokemon and the smaller pre-evolution side by side, I thought that was neat. So that's what's in the museum. I think we're actually done with Rocky Ridges. There isn't that much that I customize in here, but there is one last area. Let's go to the Sparkling Skylands. So the Skylands will probably be a short one too, because earlier I was talking about how most of the places in this game start off in ruins and you have to restore them, but the Skylands are especially ruined because the concept is that you have a city that for some reason took off into the sky and broke apart. I'm not spoiling a story beat really, necessarily, this is just environmental storytelling. So you have these broken roads here that I didn't really restore. A lot of things are made of trash. This is where you meet Tenkaton as part of the story, so there are a lot of structures made of trash. And this is the most modern looking place. This is where I live with Gardevoir, with my gaming PC and my disco ball. Living the dream, you know. So this place is broken apart and it's a bit overwhelming to work on, so I didn't. I mostly worked on the other places. There's also this big building which is also put there by the devs, but I did do some customization on one of the floors, so we'll visit it. But first, want to do a little detour by the sewers. Take the elevator to get into the sewers. That's how it works. So here, oh my god, this place is a mess, you guys. What have you been doing while I was gone? So, here we have Coughing, who lives here in this little habitat. And there's Mach, Grimer, Trubbish, and Garbodor. There is always a sewer level. I know. What's funny is that it was kind of set up for me to have a sewer tunnel, but I had to expand it significantly, and I added this quote-unquote sewer water underneath. I like to have water flowing in my houses, as you can tell. I think it's a fun gimmick, especially for Pokemon that can fly or walk in the water or lava, depending on the place. And this Garbodor was behind the door. What the heck? Wow! Garbage surprise. And here it flows into a little waterfall that falls off the island. You can see it from afar and be like, one of these things is not like the others. Contributing to the pollution of wherever this is. So, you know, I like this place. One thing I thought was fun was you may have seen one or two of these inflatable little beds here. This one I repainted so it would look all washed out like they found it in the trash, you know. And of course you can't have a sewer lair without pizza. Yeah, this is the garbage zone. And also this little touch I really like, where they have a framed picture of a pile of sludge for some freaking reason. Yeah, this is pleasant. Even Coughing is here. He actually used to live in the garbage hole where I live with Gengar in Freddy's Land, but now he lives here. I think it's more appropriate. Yeah, Grimer is a quality Pokemon. My favorite is actually Psyduck, and what's really sad is that Psyduck doesn't have a real home yet. I was saying earlier, there are 300 Pokemon in this game, and I made a quote-unquote real home for like 1/3 of them. I want to make a build that's cool and personalized and fun, not like just a little hammer space house, you know, or a generic house. I want it to really look like the Pokemon. Alolan Sandshrew is also really good. Sandshrew is actually not in the game, so I hope it shows up in the DLC. There's a theory going around that the second DLC pack will be Ice themed just because there are like exactly 2 ice Pokemon in the game right now. That's Glaceon and Articuno. So it would be cool to have a snow themed zone, especially because Dragon Quest Builders 2 had a snow zone and this one doesn't. There's ice blocks, but they're sort of hidden away. It's kind of weird. So Alolan Sandshrew will make a lot of sense for DLC. So this is a little cafe that Oh yeah, Glaceon is one of my favorites actually. This is a little cafe that the devs put it in here, but I did spruce it up a lot by adding some posters, this little painting, vending machine, some books, you know, for reading. This is a cafe. A little picture of Jigglypuff. But you have the back store or back rooms, I guess, where something has gone terribly wrong, and I put Victory Bell in here, and now this place is. I'll also put a little humidifier, and now it's sort of overgrown, you know? That's kind of a problem. So it's kind of funny to have. Oh, Vanillish would be great. Yeah, Glaceon was running the store earlier. You don't really set which Pokemon mans a store. Like, there's store areas that you can set up, but they and if a Pokemon has the ability that makes it able to be a shopkeeper, they'll just walk up to it and start selling things. And maybe someone is doing it right now. Oh, Typhlosion is a shopkeeper for some reason, and I can buy this grubby letter from them if I want. And for some reason, I do. Have some coarse rocks, my friend. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of picking. There's 300 Pokemon in the game, like I said, and I think they did a really good job of picking out almost all the ones that people could possibly want. Like, if you made a list of 50 Pokemon on top of your wish list, almost all of them would be here. Like all the crowd pleasers, there's Rowlet, there's Gardevoir, you know. Also a lot of Gen 1 because it likes to do Gen 1 fan service a lot. So one bit of customization I did here that I really like is that I put all these windmills here. I think they look neat, all rotating together, and they produce electricity for the whole building and the surrounding area. So I never have to worry about running out of power, which can be a concern sometimes. Oh, also, I'll come back to the beginning because I just remembered there's something I want to show you. Speaking of shops, I think Totodile is confirmed for the Underwater DLC that's coming out next month, but don't quote me on this. I know that Mudkip is confirmed at least. But yeah, Totodile is one I would really want to see. Cyndaquil too. So, this is a Pokemart. This is a special kind of prefab of a Hammer Space prefab where when you build it, the only things in there are this little counter with the carpet and I think this vending machine in the corner and the neon lights. Otherwise, it's there's also this little counter. Otherwise, it's pretty much bare. So I decided this place looks lifeless. I need to spruce it up, and I really spruced it up. I added these magazine racks, this CD rack here, these berries because you know these Pokemon like their berries. And there's of course the mascot Gengar. Gengar wants you to wants to do some deals so good they're scary. Also a little arcade machines. I'll have a drink, thank you. The advertising posters and one touch that is very informed by lived experience is the cardboard boxes that probably contain something important but are placed in the least convenient place imaginable. Because my family had a store for several years and well, that sort of thing happens. So yeah, I think I really like this, what I did with this place. It's the only problem right now is there's no shopkeeper in here, so I can show you what it looks like when there's all the inventory laid out. But oh well, you can use your imagination. Alright, Up next. Let's see. As I said, I didn't work that much on the Skylands. There's one big set piece I want to show you last. Some of you who have looked at my socials can probably guess because it's a very recent build. I made it, it took like 2 or 3 days of almost, well, I want to say non-stop work, but I did stop to, do other things, but it took a lot of hours. And I did it with AGDQ in the background, well, SGDQ. This place I am still terraforming, but right now there's nothing to see here, folks. Maybe next time if I do another one of these streams you'll see something really cool on that island, but not now. Yep, I think we're going to the last zone. So, this place is full of abandoned big buildings that, as you can see, have seen some much better days. But I did find this strange one that has a machine here that's quite a rig. What's up with that? This little digital thing. Oh, it says I'm connected to chat. Is there a problem? Can you hear me now? Just checking OBS. Are we still live? Somebody say something. Okay, I can see you. That's all right. Okay, so that's all right. That's all right. I was just something was acting up. All right, so this strange contraption leads to an elevator. What can we do but get in there? Oh no. That's all right. And we've entered some kind of digital world for digital monsters. So, here, this is a place I made for the Porygon family. And right now they're not home, but the idea I had was, yeah, they digivolve into champions, or at least they digivolve into Porygon Z, which is a whole thing. My idea is that this is their home. This little fence looks very low poly, and these doors, they're primitive, let's say. So the idea is this corner of the house belongs to Porygon, who likes low poly objects. It instantiates them, like this little cup, these little blocks, these stairs, and then you have Porygon 2, who likes to add color and render them in more sophisticated ways. And then you have Porygon Z, and something has gone terribly wrong. Porygon Z even has a gamer fridge, and there's a tile missing here. And the funniest part is, these cups go all the way to the ceiling. Just a very game dev glitch, I think. But that's not all. The digital world, I made this really big cube. I carved it out of a mountain, which took a good while. It's probably the part that took the longest. This is a work in progress. I want to make a house for the Ceruledge family, because, well, the Charcadet family, because I think Ceruledge looks like something straight out of Mega Man Battle Network. So that's what I'm going for here, but this is not done. But I did like putting some strange stuff floating around here, and also these little dioramas where I was saying earlier the first event was picnic themed, and this is all the exclusive items we could get from it. I like having them all in the same place because there's a feature where you can take a picture of an item and spend some rare currency to make copies of it. So if I ever run out of, say, these little flower chairs, I can come back here, take a picture, and I'll know where all the event items are. I made these little dioramas, and I tend to make most as they have limited time events. This one was from the Jirachi event. This furniture is extremely cute, extremely Kirby coded, and I can't wait to use it somewhere. Jirachi doesn't have a really normal house right now. There's this flailing pseudo-wodo that was an April Fool's present. And there's also this from the Sablai event that is camping themed and has all these gemstones and crystals and adventure stuff. Oh yeah, that's a Pokebanto. It's great. Can take a look again. A lot of the event items especially are super charming. They really put a lot of work into making them flavorful and cute. And one nice thing is that for the most part they're still kinda, you know, versatile. You can use them. This is a placemat for a picnic, but you can still also put it in a house, you know, for a child. Or you can recolor this little thermos. Doesn't have to be a hop-hip thing. The picnic blanket I actually put in the schoolhouse we saw at the beginning of the stream. It made a lot of sense in a preschool setting. So that's really cool for if you want to make creative builds. So I think, oh yeah, I really love that thing. I need to make more of them and put them in some places. I need to find excuses to put it somewhere. But I think this is pretty much the end of our tour for now. I made this whole setup to stream with, so I think I might do more of these streams in the future. I don't have any idea what I'll stream, but you know, I made the PNG tuber with the swivel mouth and I want to use it more. We'll see. I don't think I will stream Pokopia necessarily because it's a game I play to unwind mostly, and let's be real, when I build stuff in it, it's sometimes kind of boring. It's more fun to show you the finished. Oh, right, I just remembered. There's one last thing I want to show you. In the rocky ridges, it's not the most fancy house, but it's a place I like and I want to show it to you. It's not nearly as spectacular as the digital world, but it's something. Yep. Lost human relics? Huh. So, alright. Oh, you want to say something? Oh yeah. Yeah, inventory space is a problem, like I said. Dombre is looking after me. So, this place leads to the museum, but there's also a side path here that you can take to lead to a place named the Bat Cave. This is where all the bats live. You could also call it Bat Country if you want. Hey, what's up, Zubat? Cool. Thank you, healthy hedge seeds. I don't really need them, but you know. So, yeah, the idea in this place is this is another place where I completely abuse what the game considers a house, because there's exactly enough space. The maximum for size for a house is 10 by 10, so I have this quote-unquote wall that's 1 block high with these little stairs, so I can, you know, walk in. And there's a door that leads to nothing! These crates and this prank crate. Get pranked, idiot. This is the storage area, you know. I did think it would be funny at some point to make a house that's just a storage unit with this type of door, but That would be kind of mean to the Pokemon inside. I could maybe do it for Mr. Mime because I don't care for his attitude. But I don't know. I'll take suggestions. You know where to find me if you have some ideas of things to pitch to me. I will never stop playing that game. So, thank you so much for joining me. And let me find someone to raid. We don't have a big crowd right now, but you know, it's something. Let's see. Bye, Almesha. Who is streaming right now? Yeah, I think I'll send you over to Lita. Alright, so have a good evening everyone.